Howdy, howdy. Scan the link. Today was quite fun. I got to do a lot of graphic design work. We're working on getting the MVP built. The timeline got accelerated for the competition, and I believe we have to have a fully functioning thing done by mid-May, or not mid-May, that's already happening. Whew. By the end of May. So very beginning of June. We thought we were going to have until like halfway through June or something for the MVP, but I believe May 31st is going to be the call for MVPs, if not sooner. So we got to get cracking. Um, so a continuation of, I believe it was, let me scroll through real quick. Day 7 and day 5 are relevant to this, so I'll link those below. But day 5 being the school student experience, and day 7 being the imagine this, the vision fully realized. Um, we're trying to build a platform that is quite accessible, an education platform. So where my mind immediately went is, how can we get this to all of the devices? This will not be for mobile, so everything except for mobile, however. I think this will be probably the best. This is step one. This is the first thing that I made today, using one of my favorite fonts. It is called Death World. Quite fun. It's a fun font, but not professional enough. So we did end up changing it to a more modern font. I'll probably end up changing these as well. I enjoy it for this. But yeah, so going through all of the different like portal types, and this is going to be like kind of the landing page. Like, how do you want to explore today? So it'll like go splash screen, go into hey username, and then hope you're doing well today, or some kind of friendly message like that, and then jump into this screen. So this is going to be kind of the selector screen. So this being inverted means it's currently like being hovered over or selected, and then you could potentially go to any of these. Ideally, what one could do is have it on even a video game console. Just for the basic consumption side of things, note taking on a video game console will probably be quite difficult, but just having the joystick to be able to select and like press a button is quite a easy and accessible thing to do. So might as well do it. And also, it looks kind of cool. It's like an hourglass tipped on its side, so it really resonates with the ARX like design language. But I mean, on PC, one could just like move their mouse over, whatever, or even use the little num keys. I'm not gonna press things because it'll probably move things around to change whichever one's selected. Forge being kind of an outlier because there's 4 and 4, and then this one will probably take you to like just a home page or whatever like is most preferred, so you can just click through like automatically. Um, on keyboard to also like use the num keys and like space to select or something or enter. Um, I digress. But then Forge will only pop up if you're on like a creator account. Ideally, we'd be pushing people towards creators, but one of my friends brought up something the other day that I think was quite intriguing. Um, Prior to the age of 18, people cannot own IP for themselves. Children cannot own IP for themselves unless their parents sign off on that. So we would potentially either require that to make a creator account or require the child to consent to their parents owning the IP until they turn 18. But that's a whole legal debacle that I'm going to have to do more research into because I am unsure how that will play out. But at that point, it means that we'll have to be able to differentiate between creators and non-creators. That'll probably be through the utilization of the creator portal, and we're nicknaming that Forge. So moving on, it's a big jump. A lot of work went into that. Making the little loading icon, put a little thing around the forge so it'll kind of draw attention once it's new. Changing the colors. Adam was like, the black and white's not good enough. And I'm just like, honestly, he's kind of right with that. So this is our palette. Here, come on. This is our palette. Seems quite nice. I enjoy it. It's very earthy. Potentially we'll add a brown in there, but we have the light blue, dark blue, a off-white, an off-black, and then a green for accent. And then we'll likely do, I mean, I'm just gonna keep talking. So this is with the kind of an ARX logo. It's not the ARX logo. That one's actually got the 1 over X and negative 1 over X over a Y-axis, and it's nerdy as hell. But this is just something GPT drafted up, and I found it quite fun. I almost forgot. I was going to show you all my GPT workflow. So yes, I know AI art, not so good, but when it is just giving me a basis to work on and I can iterate until it's something that I enjoy, I am unsure how it's differentiatable from a lot of the modern day like content aware fill. Like it's just any utilization of AI is bad if it trains on people's data and you can't use it. So sad, but like I just gave myself another moral conundrum. Great. Well, I hope I'm not violating anybody's intellectual property, and if someone recognizes a logo from what is generated, please call me out. I mean, this B in specific was from like a public domain thing, so I'm using a lot of public domain resources. Um, Damn, I didn't think about that. But that's what we're here to build. We're here to build AI that can compensate its creators. So I'd say it's for a worthy cause. Um, I digress, and I apologize. But I did use AI to make some images. So the LLM came up with a bunch of different concepts, and I had already made logos for the day 5 thumbnail. So give that a look see. On my Patreon, I posted a video of me making the actual thumbnail. So also give that a check and subscribe for some extra content and goodies. But from there, we've got some logos, trying to convert them. I didn't really care for this one. I had to redo it later on, but then for fun, actually did quite well. I had to fix the little dot. Also did it quite well. Again, quite well. I might decrease the number of rings, but I did enjoy like the circle because it's spinning. And then this one, it didn't do the best. I'm gonna have to go through and probably redo it because that is what I spent a lot of time on doing the photoshopping for. But yeah, so I tried to get it to fix itself and it didn't really work. And then with Fathom, it was just basic, and then I had it at a headphone. I don't know. It's good to start. Again, these will probably not be permanent, but this is for an MVP. So yeah, and then we had this one. I actually quite enjoyed this one. For Forge, nice Forge, but that looks kind of like the Tinder logo, I'm not going to lie. And then I think Curse Forge or Source Forge might be very similar in logo, so potentially have to change it up a bit. And then for frame, so the personal knowledge management access, I'm gonna have to redo the nodes and stuff because it did some weird hallucination here, but I liked the concept. Like I changed the concept, but simple square frame with nodes connecting within it, some breaking through the frame to represent reframing. So yeah, no, frame is where I'm gonna be spending a lot of my time. And then this is the actual ARX logo that I tried to get it to make. It was all right, and then I just redid fast, and then for some reason it redid the ARX logo again, and then I just prompted it to do fast again. But this wasn't a bad generation, so I used it. If I'm gonna be wasting water and energy, I might as well get some use out of it, right, guys? I'm coping. But yeah, so that was the current state, and then talked with Adam a bit more. We wanted to use the school owl logo, so I had to go in Photoshop that, invert it. Not the best, a little bit creepy. I might have to remove the eye glares. I'm actually quite curious how that will look, so I'm gonna do that live. Come on, paint bucket. Slightly horrifying brush. Come on. Get out of here. Get out of here. I mean, it's a little creepy. Um, yeah, it'll probably need some work. I'm not gonna save that. We'll figure something out. But then, yeah, final thing. I removed the loading bar, did like a little loading icon. I think I'll have that like rotate. And then, yeah, that'll be kind of just the front page for our school portal, or ARX portal, because apparently we also learned that school, SKOOL, is a pre-existing business. We're better, but we're not them, and they're not us. And I don't want to be infringing on anybody else's IP. I don't think it's a novel concept to make an online education platform, but what's novel is all of the crazy stuff that I'm going to be doing with it. Yeah, I think that was all. Yeah, pull up the vault, give it a look see. Again, everything I'm doing is public, doing it in public. I did get that fixed, I think. I don't know how. I think it fixed itself. The governance thing is gone. I think it was a cache issue, I'm not gonna lie. So this should be up to date. It is up to date. So give it a look, parse through it. It's at this link, vault.hopefullyabysmal.com. Jeez Louise. And then note to my family if you're watching, I will be redoing the funding ask in more professional attire per y'all's request. My generation is not that requiring of the formal wear because we understand that we're just putting in the time working, not just looking fancy. But I will do it because I need money. But yeah, help me out. Help us out. Help our future children out. Thank you.